Hey, this is Rick Sparber here, and I'm going to demonstrate a program that I put into my HP35S programmable calculator that helps me run my lathe and turn ODs and IDs. Details can be found on my website at rick.sparber.org, and I'll give a complete URL in the information associated with this YouTube video. So I'm going to start by started the program, and the first thing it asks me for is the dial size. My dial has 100 thou per revolution, so I put in 100. Next thing it asks about is what is the dial set to now, and I've just done a crude touchdown just to scrape along that OD, and the dial reads 30. So I'm going to put in 30. Then it says, what's the goal diameter? Well, I happen to know that this piece is roughly 1.3 inches in diameter now, so let me put in a goal of 1.250. And it now prompts me for the diameter right now, and I'm going to say 1.315. So it says the radius to go is 33. Okay, so let me break that up into thirds, and it says what's my next depth of cut, and I'll put in 11. So it tells me to set my dial. I'm going to get the cutter off the part. Set the dial to 41. So I've turned the dial to 41. And now I take my cut. I backed it off. Because I don't want to cut in one direction. And I'm going to turn the dial back to 41. And now that cut was not very long, so I'm not worried about heat building up. But if it was getting hot, I would spray it with alcohol, get it back down to reasonable temperature, because that can throw off the measurement quite a bit. So now the caliper reads 1.280. Ignore the half. So it's prompting me for what's the diameter now. 1.28. It says so it's now telling me what's the depth of cut correction. And this was my first cut, so I don't expect it to be very accurate. But it says 0.63. So, yeah, it makes sense. I dialed 11 and I got less than that. So now, radius to go. I got 15 left. My next depth of cut, let's have it be 7. So it tells me to set the dial at 48. And I'll take another pass. And again, I backed it away before returning it. So I'm back on 48. And measure the diameter now. The program needs that. 1.272. This time it says the depth of cut correction is 1.750. Still pretty bad, but I haven't made a consistent series of cuts, so I expect that. Radius to go is 11. So I'm going to have a next depth of cut of, let's say, 5. So it tells me to set the dial at 53. And now my diameter right now .258. Depth of cut correction is 0.712. Still pretty awful, but I'm not making a lot of consistent cuts here. Radius to go is 4. So my next depth of cut is going to be 4. And it says to set the dial on 57. Now, since I haven't done a series of at least 3 cuts at the same depth, my depth of cut correction isn't very useful. But we'll see. If I get lucky, it should come out close. Depth of cut 1.249 even. So I'm obviously a thou past the goal. Let's see what the program says. Diameter now 1.249, and the depth of cut correction is 0.9, and the radius to go, it says I missed by 1 thou. And now so it's now done, and if I'd wanted to get better accuracy, I probably should have been taking smaller cuts all the way through. But you get the idea. And although there's a lot of time it takes to put the program into the calculator, once it's in there, it's just a matter of pushing some buttons. And you can focus on running the lathe as opposed to trying to think each time about what do you do with each number. And my big problem is that I get confused and think that I've got a lot more to cut, and I've actually blown past my goal. So that's all for now, and I hope you found some use in this. Bye.